Game Over 86 coming back with another video, and today I'm going to be talking about the PlayStation 5 possibly having backwards compatibility. Yes, this is kind of a rumor, but if you ask me personally, this is what I think Sony's one big need and desire I think they have to have in next gen, and this is one thing that they lacked with the PlayStation 4 for the simple fact that they didn't really lack a whole lot of other things. Now, you guys can say that I'm being biased there. I'm not. They didn't lack video games, really exclusives. They changed a lot of their features, how the PlayStation Now with the download. They fixed a lot of that stuff. They fixed the way that, you know, you can change your gamer tag, or that'll be coming. I changed mine in the beta last year. But there was a lot of things that they did fix, and one thing that they honestly didn't really have to worry about were the games. The games were selling. They were selling their consoles. And this is just a good way to possibly maybe make next-gen consoles more valuable or retain its value for consumers jumping over, or consumers that may have not even purchased the PlayStation 4, which seems to me are very few. Now, it states here that Mark Kearney, the PlayStation 5 runs software from legacy devices, he states. PlayStation 4, 3, 2, and from a variable of the PlayStation 1. And he said this feat would be facilitated by tricking the legacy software into believing it's running on the original device. And the process patent details as processor ID spoofing. It would mimic the behavior of an older hardware to allow the legacy software to cooperate with the newer hardware. The PlayStation 3 architecture is known to be particularly tricky to work with, which is likely why Sony has stalled with backwards compatibility. I agree with that, because we all know that the way they did that, develop-wise, was a headache for most developers to bring, and I understand they went away from that method with the PS4. So seeing that coming possibly for, you know, to fruition, where they say, you know, look, it's going to trick it into thinking that it's running that type of hardware. That would be kind of unique to see. I see Sony implementing something like that, obviously. He goes on to state that while the patent makes no specific reference to hardware or current sources that were citing this, speculate that the patent application is destined for the PlayStation 5. It also worth mentioning that just because a company files a trademark, it doesn't mean that it will come to transpire. So that is true there, because there's a lot of companies that will like buy up companies or license or open up things, and sometimes, you know, it's later on down the road. But it also states that we have reported previously that the PlayStation 5 could be announced at E3 2020. I do believe that. I do believe it's going to be announced next year. I think that they're waiting on to see, like I said, with the Xbox coming E3, Xbox 2. I think Sony's going to see how people react to possibly a streaming box, to a discless box, to a disc box, and to an Xbox 2 that possibly will have backwards compatibility and other features. So I think they're going to try to see what features and what people are on board with, so that they can kind of collab together and make sure that they release something that everybody's going to enjoy as well. And you know, that's smart on Sony for them doing that, because they're not wanting to rush this. They don't have a need to. In my opinion, they're not the ones that have to show their hand right now. So, I mean, that's good for them, I guess. But, you know, it does state, though, the PlayStation 5 also is rumored to be using an 8-core Ryzen CPU and a GPU based on the AMD's Navi architecture. The PlayStation 5 is also expected to cost as much as $500. And it says, while Sony has allegedly shifted first-party development to its next-generation platform already, I don't see a lot of that. I see some of their games, possibly studios that are going to be working on it, like Naughty Dog, after they release The Last of Us 2. I can see a lot of the other big-time companies like Santa Monica Studios with their God of War, obviously. It's going to be remade on the PlayStation 5, or the new Spider-Man 2 from Insomniac I can see being worked on for the PlayStation 5, and even Horizon Zero Dawn. But as far as you ask me personally, I think the games that they've already announced like your Days Gone, which we know is coming, your Dreams, Ghost of Tsushima, and you got your Death Stranding, and other games like that with Last of Us 2. I think these games will be PlayStation 4 crossed to PlayStation 5 titles, if you ask me. But I want to know what you guys personally think on all this. I want to know what you guys think about video games in general. Would you like to have backwards compatibility? There are some people that like to just buy the new console for the newer games and they don't mind going back and playing. Me personally, it's somewhat of a pain to hook up. I personally think that them doing this would help even more breach that gap that they've already, aligned themselves with blowing Sony or blowing Xbox out of the water when it comes to selling a console. But when it comes for sheer business thought, I think that Sony needs to do this. They need to bring this to fruition. They need to make it more user friendly, and they really need to get on board with how they bring all their games over. I'm not saying that they're going to trickle them down kind of like Xbox has been doing every month, but I can see them bringing backwards compatibility and just having that as one big notion to sell the the PlayStation 5. But I don't want to know what you guys' thoughts are. I want to know what you guys think and stand on. Am I wrong? Do you guys think that Xbox needs to step up their game even more? I do. And do you think Sony will change their ways and hopefully make everything backwards compatibility to where everybody can enjoy any game they want on their platform, on the PlayStation? Let me know down in the comments. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. Make sure you guys hit the like bell notifications, and I see you guys in next video. I love you very much. Peace.